everybody. Welcome to Build Brunch, the daily morning show where we talk about the latest topics in entertainment. I'm Brittany Jones-Cooper.
I'm Shannon Coffey.
I'm Allie Colbert.
And I'm Lucas Tim.
Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Welcome.
So we're just gonna jump right into it today. First Lady Melania Trump made a surprise visit to border facilities in Texas on Thursday, but that's not the only surprise. While boarding her plane for the trip, Melania wore a $39 Zara jacket with the words, "I don't really care, do you?" on her back. Her spokeswoman claims there was no hidden message in those words. I don't think the message was hidden. It feels pretty clear.
I can't even talk about this.
Yeah, I can't either, so I
My
feel like we
mug's full
shouldn't.
of vodka right now.
So you know what? Let's move on.
Let's move on. Let's just move on.
Kim Kardashian has returned to Paris with husband Kanye West nearly 2 years after her traumatic robbery in October 2016. The reality star is currently in Paris for Fashion Week and took to Twitter to thank the city for the emotional trip back. Kimmy K, back where it happened.
Back.
Yeah, I mean, that robbery was really traumatic. Like, I actually felt very bad for her. They stole $10 million worth of jewelry, 2 cell phones. I don't know why
She was at gunpoint.
She was at gunpoint.
Yeah, who cares about the stuff that she
She was at gunpoint, you're right.
She thought she was gonna die and never see her children again.
Yeah.
That's definitely traumatic. I'm like, I could rebuy $10 million of jewelry if I
If
need
you're
to.
Kim Kardashian, yeah.
Yeah, if you're Kim. Also me, I'm rich. Newsflash.
Sorry.
I'm just doing this for fun, you guys.
The bumper says Shannon is rich.
Woo! Don't rob me, please.
I mean, I could only imagine. Like, I would find that to be very difficult, very triggering to go back to where I was held at gunpoint. I mean, I think it's amazing that she's even able to, like, I mean, I don't want to, it's not like she's doing the most impressive work out of everyone in the world, but I think it is something to note that she's still on social media. Like, I would be really too scared to get back on for a while.
But I think we have seen her really pulled back and how flashy she is. I mean, look at her now. She's wearing no jewelry in this photo, and I think she's done a better job of actually pulling that stuff back and focusing more on her makeup line, her different businesses, and obviously all of her philanthropic work now. So I do think it changed her. I do think this is a different Kim than we saw 2 years ago.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And they recently caught the people that held her at gunpoint. I believe so.
Yeah.
And that was like 10 or so people. That was like a serious mission.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be like to get through all of her security, the way they got into the building. I mean, it is terrifying. I think it's everybody's worst nightmare. Do you agree? Like, to be in a home invasion like that.
Yeah,
so,
that's really terrifying.
So applaud to Kim for getting back on that horse and
Good for you, Kim.
going back. I support her for that.
You know, back in Cali, Kendall Jenner had an awkward encounter while in a grocery store on Wednesday when she discovered a man wearing a Kill the Kardashians tank. Naturally, she had to document the moment.
Yeah. That is what whoa. Yeah, and she drinks milk, so I'm very surprised by that.
Yes.
I think this is so annoying that somebody goes outside wearing a Kill the Kardashian shirt. It's just like super aggressive, super negative.
Yeah.
But also, you're promoting the Kardashians, you idiot. Like, look at us. We're here on this morning show talking about this story,
Right.
and we're making them more money. So if you hate somebody, don't talk about them constantly. Just shut down those thoughts and ignore them.
Yeah.
Don't give them power.
But also the idea of like kill the Kardashians, like are they that evil to you? It's I wouldn't never say kill anyone. Like that is
Totally.
very, very aggressive and bad, just not funny.
It's bad.
Bad. It's bad. Killing's bad, guys.
It's also a felony. It's a terroristic threat. Like, don't say you're gonna kill somebody. You can be sent to prison for that.
I don't like that, like, they're so famous, they've become this phenomenon that we feel okay saying such violent things about them. Like, they're still people, even though, like, yeah, they're dumb. You know what I mean? They're still people, and it's like, we just need to let people be. Like, we do. Like, we need to love each other right now.
More love.
You sound like
We
Kanye.
need love.
More love.
More
More
love.
love. I hope I don't sound like Kanye.
Sound a little bit like Kanye right now, but it's okay.
But, like, we really do, like, kill the Kardashians. Like, don't you have other things to focus on?
I also do not blame the Kardashians for being so successful. I blame us. I blame the haters. I blame the idiot who goes out being like, I'm wearing a muscle tank that says kill the Kardashians. Like, dude, how pathetic are you?
Right.
You paid money for that shirt? Like, I just think that's so bizarre.
Shannon's like, I just go and I kill them.
No, I don't. I like the Kardashians.
Totally.
I'm like, if you don't like somebody, just like, why would you spend so much time hating them? I have zero
energy.
time for
I'm
hate.
not a fan of the Kardashians at all. I don't watch the show and I try to avoid the headlines, but I would still never say something like this. Like you said, I just sort of like back away and don't engage with their narratives, but
Yeah.
like I don't wish them ill.
You know what? It's just so much easier to be nice to people.
Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks Kanye.
We got
Kanye.
She's meeting soon.
They call me Lil Kanye.
Yeah, she's our little Kanye. Anyway, well, Kardashians comes social media, and there's some big news coming out now. So Instagram has come out with a new video app called IGTV. The app is a mobile TV platform that allows users to create long-form videos that last up to 10 minutes. In the age of digital television, IGTV could be the new trend that everyone is talking about. I mean, this is really big news. You know, I think this is Instagram going after YouTube, really. And what they're doing is they're allowing anyone to put up 10-minute long videos. Some people can make an hour-long video, but I think you have to be a creator, a content creator, like have 1 million followers, something like that. But it's a big deal. I mean, I think first YouTube, then TV. I mean, this is gonna be, is this the future of content? It's actually a really big deal that Instagram's doing this.
I think it is, and we saw news this week that Snapchat was trying to do their own video thing and make it more of a destination by doing some like scripted television. But I think Instagram has like a better hold on it because we've already seen them gradually increase Insta stories. It was 15 seconds for the Insta stories, and then Instagram, this videos were 15 seconds, and it was 60 seconds. Now it's 10 minutes. I think that it was like a slow introduction that it's getting us used to. And then I think there's people like Will Smith who have come on with their video game so strong, and I think it's like designed for people like that, because I would watch 10 minutes of Will Smith any day.
Yeah,
What
the
does he
difference
post?
between them is
His videos are so well produced, they're so great, and they're just like him on
Music
vacation with his
videos or
no,
No,
they're like
I've seen
him on
his
vacation
stories.
with his family,
Oh, yeah,
but they're
he's,
like
like,
tightly
making
edited, and there's like a
inspirational
narrative, and
videos, yeah.
it's funny. Like he's owning Instagram the way that it was like designed to be used.
Right.
Oh my God, I don't even follow him.
Oh, you should. Do you guys follow Will Smith? Yes, right? It's
Oh
so
my
good.
God, wow.
Yeah, I mean,
had no idea.
Instagram killed Vine. I mean, remember Vine was the thing? And that died a brutal death.
R.I.P. Vine.
R.I.P. Vine. I mean, it was fun. Yeah, and now it's like YouTube.
Let's take a moment for Vine, you
Yeah.
guys. Let's take a moment.
V2 might come someday.
Yeah. Anyway, the app, so it's its own app and it exists on the main platform. And I think it's pretty cool. I mean, if you're someone who wants like to create TV, you basically can make your own channel.
Yeah.
And do whatever you want.
It's different than what Snapchat is doing. Snapchat is doing scripted content that they're creating themselves. And then Instagram, what they're doing is they're picking out content creators to do their own thing. And they're not, like, so far they're not paying them to do it. So it's like more authentic, like the original YouTube days, which I think is cool.
Shit. You know like a lot of YouTube content creators, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that they would come over to Instagram if it was profitable for them?
100%. YouTubers are very upset with YouTube right now because your own subscribers don't even get your videos. So basically, like, someone can subscribe to you and they don't get an alert when your video comes. Instead, they're like promoting like what's popular, and you're like, this person already has 5 million subscribers. I want to see the people I subscribe to because I subscribe to them for a reason. Also, there's like, you know, lots of drama with like them trying to like take down videos who just even mention like being gay. And that's like problematic because then you have videos where like, you know, Nazis are making videos and they get to have advertisers, but you're pulling videos of like coming out stories. It just doesn't make any sense. So I feel like I really hope YouTube can figure it out because a lot of people have been like, saying YouTube is dead, allegedly.
But now it's nice to have another option. I think competition fuels ingenuity, and like YouTube might have to step up its game now because of IGTV.
Right.
But you know what? I don't know that I would watch 10 minutes of anything on Instagram. Like when I go through Instagram, I'm like, okay. I see a second of Jenny's story, a second of whatever story, like, and I'm just flipping through. Like, I don't know if I want to sit down and like follow episodes on Instagram.
Well, I think this is so the CEO of Instagram said they've now reached 1 billion users. And they're seeing that teenagers are watching less and less TV and more online creators. So I think it's actually people even younger than us who like really don't watch TV, which is sad for me because I think we're in the golden age of television.
Younger
So
than
many
me.
great shows. I know who's right. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm interested in this. I'm interested to see what people create. I think it'd be a really, really cool thing.
More importantly, though, what I want from Instagram is chronological order back.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Chronological order.
Can Kim
Instagram.
Kardashian help us with that? Like, I want
Seriously?
that.
I know.
Chronological chronological order,
Yes.
guys.
I am so tired of my rights being taken away on social media.
Yeah.
Like I get posts like it'll be like Mother's Day, and I get posts like a week later, and I'm like, I don't want to see your moms now. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I want chronological order. Why is this so hard? At least give me the option.
Yes,
Right.
I
At
agree.
least the option, the
That is
freedom.
so frustrating.
Yeah.
That
I hate
algorithm
it.
is so
And then you'll end
It's
up
so
liking
dumb.
shit that's from like, like 5 days
Yeah.
ago, and it's like, great, now I'm fucking awkward.
Yeah. And I was
Now I'm
stalking
late
them.
to the party.
I'm late
Yeah.
to the party. It's so weird.
Oh my God. Okay, well, we're gonna get on that and sign our petition when we do that. But first, there's some actually bad news from Star Wars fans. So, Lucasfilm is putting the brakes on any additional Star Wars story spin-offs after the disappointing performance of Solo at the box office. According to a report from Collider, the studio will now be focusing on Episode 9 while putting on hold all other films, including spin-offs centered around characters Obi-Wan Kenobi and Boba Fett. I think this breaks my heart a little bit because I'm a total nerd. I will proudly admit that I own 4 lightsabers. They are in storage, safely secured.
That woman just cried. She's like, ew.
I just disgusted someone because I'm a nerd.
I wish she's gonna walk up and
They
leave.
don't get it. They don't get it.
Someone in the back is taking your top off.
But I can't deny that Solo, though I really enjoyed the film, it's a very exciting film, it did bomb. I mean, it cost $275 million to make. There was a $250 million marketing budget, and it's only grossed around $400 million. This is the thing. So if you don't know the drama, there was Phil Lord and Chris Miller were the directors of it, and they directed 21 Jump Street and the Lego Movie, and they're really funny guys, and they basically finished almost the entire movie. There was a lot of improvising, a lot of comedy, and then Kathleen Kennedy, who is the CEO of Lucasfilm, allegedly fired them because she disagreed with the direction they were going in, and hired Oscar-winning director Ron Howard, who finished the film and reshot most of it. And critics said it was, it was fun, but it wasn't that daring, and it kind of did a lot of callbacks. There wasn't anything really new to it.
I'm sorry.
This really is a tough moment for me.
This
Can
is
you try to be supportive?
I'm giving you the stage.
Thank you.
Yeah, just let it
Thank
be.
you. Anyway, another thing before I let over for the group. This is also 6 months after The Last Jedi came out, and The Last Jedi was a cool movie, but also is kind of controversial to fans. So I think we're hitting a point where Lucasfilm and Disney are realizing maybe releasing 2 Star Wars movies a year is too much, and let's hold back a little bit. This is not the end of Star Wars. It's gonna be plenty of them more to come. So I know you and I are worried about
If you were
it.
on stage right now, I would give you the light. And stand up.
Anyway, what do you guys think about it?
What's a Boba Fett?
He is a
Boba
bounty
Fett.
hunter.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, okay.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think there's so many superhero
many
movies.
nails.
Many nails on the head.
Many heads.
There's so many super hero movies, Black Panther, Avengers. I think people just in general are kind of fatigued with action movies. So if they take a couple years off, get their ducks in a row, they'll be fine. I mean, it's not going anywhere.
Here's the deal, okay? Let artists take risks. If one movie is a flop, that doesn't mean we have to kill all the others.
Yeah.
Studios need to feel comfortable making films that aren't always well received and then being able to branch out and try again. Because
Yeah.
people get nervous and they shut it down, and that's just not fair to anyone.
But I think that's what went wrong with this film. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think the last minute change and completely moving directions with this film is probably why it went wrong. I think they should have trusted the original vision. And honestly, I feel like they buried this film in the promo. I only saw a little bit of promo for it. And I think they just had cold feet and were like, we don't know, we threw it together last minute.
Well, okay, so
And they were apparently improvising some of the film, which can you imagine stormtroopers improvising?
Yeah.
Zip,
Zap,
zap.
Yes, and if that's true, what else is true? Yeah, I mean, I think, I full disclosure, I worked for Ron Howard's company. I know how hard he worked on this film. He reshot most of it. I do think you have a fair point that it was going to be a very different Star Wars film with Chris Lord and with Lord and Miller. And they definitely went more traditional. And I think that's absolutely what you said, that's a problem. And Rogue One, which came out a few years ago, that made $1 billion, but also underwent a lot of reshoots at the end too, because they also disagreed with how the original director ended it. So I think Lucasfilm, like you said, is realizing maybe we should trust the creators a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot by just last minute being like, we're scared.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, this, it would be sad if we don't get new opportunities for artists to express themselves because of one flop.
Yeah.
Everybody just give Lucas a round of applause.
Oh,
This has been really hard for him.
It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
You know, Star Wars is struggling, but you know who's not? Akon. The American singer and activist has launched his own cryptocurrency called Akon. Akon, yeah, this is for real. Akon is a digital currency that aims to help empower the people of Senegal and advance the area into an independent government. Whether you know him from his songs or his philanthropic efforts, this is definitely something that is making headlines. And it really is. I mean, cryptocurrency has really changed the game for developing countries. I think there's something like 2 billion people are unbanked, meaning they just don't have access to a bank or money. So through Kenya, Sudan, South Africa, a lot of these countries are already using Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. He's a descendant of Senegal, so I love that he's going back and trying to like help his people thrive. Yeah. It's really beautiful. I don't know.
Yeah,
Stupid name, good idea.
Yeah.
I feel like he had no choice but to name it Akon. I feel like, you know,
Yeah.
well, that's what he was gonna do. Yeah, I feel like
Am I
it's like
not
the
gonna
best
name it Akon?
Yeah, I feel like if he didn't, everybody would be like, wait, wanna rename it Akon? And he'd be like, okay, stop, please.
I thought of it.
Yeah.
I think though, funny though, this is an exact quote that what he said. This is great. I come up with the concepts and let the geeks figure it out. Wow, real nice, Akon. Like, I just feel like it's a great idea, but like, way to just degrade all the people actually doing the
I don't think
code.
it's that mean. I think he's just kidding around.
Yeah,
Okay, fine.
He's not wearing a shirt that says "Kill the geeks," you know. He's
True.
saying
He's
I'm
saying he
employing
can't
the
do it.
geeks.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he's giving the geeks jobs.
No,
That's all
yeah,
good.
he's great, but it is interesting. He said that he's doing this and he's going after Kanye, who then will go after, who then Trump will
Well,
go
wait,
after
you're,
him.
you're jumping some steps. So
I am?
I'm with Akon on Akon. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Where he loses me
Yeah.
is when he talks about running for president in 2020. This is really all.
Oh.
He said he wants to possibly go up against Trump and Kanye, and that he wants Mark Zuckerberg to be his VP.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So he has this great idea, and then it just crashes and burns with this other comment.
Celebrities need to cool it, because I feel like everyone now is like, I might run. We even talked about Zayn earlier in the week, and in that article, the lady was like, the interviewer was like, you should run for office. And I'm like, Zayn? Like a 20-something pop star?
President Zayn.
Yeah.
Oh
right?
my
I mean, like,
God.
trust me, I want
Yeah.
it to happen. I'm
not-
down.
Also, he's not from America.
He's not an
that's what she just
He's
said.
not an
Yeah.
American citizen. Yeah.
I know, he's from Bradford, so it's just very random.
We
But
all-
I feel like we're losing it.
We need to
like
cool it.
Yeah.
Anybody. We're like the Kool-Aid man. Run for president.
Yeah.
Like, he's not even a real person.
Yeah, we're gonna have a Real Housewives president in like 10 years.
Don't say that.
I don't think so.
But Akon, I do respect what he's doing. Again, I think he should just focus his efforts in one category and leave running for president to other more qualified people.
Oh, preach.
I agree.
Yeah.
So,
Snaps to that.
All right, moving on. Demi Lovato has dropped a new single titled Sober, in which she reveals she's relapsed after being sober for 6 years. Let's take a look at the music video in which Demi shares the intimate news. Yeah, so obviously this is very vulnerable. It's a very vulnerable song. The lyrics are, you know, like, she's not trying to like sugarcoat anything at all. She says, to the ones who never left me, we've been down this road before. I'm so sorry, I'm not sober anymore. And it's tough.
It gives me chills. That's
yeah,
really
that's
really
a
sad.
really haunting clip. You know, we're so used to like music videos, for the most part, being even if they're about like sadder things, not as like real and sort of dark as that. Especially with like seeing the moments from her life like silhouetted in that like shroud of darkness. And we listened to a song this morning, the ladies did, I don't know where you were. And you know, it's a really open, honest piece, and I really commend her on opening up like that and sharing in it. I know like a lot of people when they're going through hard times feel like they need to hide it and like they can't talk to people about it, they're embarrassed, and I don't know, this makes me feel more for Demi, and like I hope she's doing well, I hope she gets the help she needs.
yeah.
I have a handful of friends who have gotten sober. And I think especially in your 20s, it's just really, really difficult because you're surrounded by your friends who aren't sober. You want to go out, you want to be a part of it. And I think one of the things about sobriety is that it's never certain. And anybody I've talked to is that they take it day to day. So I think Demi being open and honest about her struggle will help inspire a lot of other people that, yeah, she fell off the wagon, but she's going to get back on, I hope. And I hope she's going to just start at day one again and keep going, because I know she's got a lot of fans out there, this table included. And, you know, we want to see her succeed, and I just hope she feels that from her fans.
Yeah.
She's so talented, and I think she's proving that there is so much power in vulnerability and like admitting that you're not perfect. I think people, especially in this age, social media, you only post the perfect things, what make you look so great, so beautiful, so funny, so talented. And she's being like, you know what, I fucked up, I really messed up, but people will be inspired by that. And you know, I love when these younger pop stars are making these types of music. You know, Kesha made that song Praying last year, which was absolutely a beautiful, incredibly powerful song, and that performance at the Grammys was unbelievable for women who've been through sexual assault and sexual harassment. That, I mean, more artists should make music like this and show the world that they go through these horrible things, but, you know, it inspires us. Yeah, let's talk about it.
I mean, not to make the comparison, but Amy Winehouse, obviously her song Rehab, but if you listen to the Back to Black album, a lot of it was about her struggles with mental health and alcoholism and all of these things. And I think when they're that vulnerable, it connects us to them as artists. And that's, I think, one of the double swords of being an artist, is that it's like those turmoil is what makes you so great, but it's also like your biggest struggle.
And that's the best music to me, is the music when like I really feel like I can connect with who's singing, and like it's such an honest story, you know, like I don't always like buy into Taylor Swift's like romances that come and go, but when I hear music that like feels very honest, that's when I'm like, this is an amazing song.
And like, exactly, like when you look, we talked about Michael Jackson a couple days ago, and you look at like his best songs, Madonna's best songs, Beyonce's best songs are the really personal ones. Lemonade was an incredibly personal album, arguably Beyonce's best. Madonna's Ray of Life, incredibly amazing, also personal. Man in the Mirror, Michael Jackson, that song is one of the greatest pop songs of all time. It is so personal what he's saying in that song. And I think this is what music should be. This is what pop music can be, you know? It's not all just, you know, I don't know, I'm not gonna sing anything.
It's interesting too, we saw her documentary she released, and it was so vulnerable. She talked about her mental health issues, her drug abuse, her alcohol abuse. We saw Lady Gaga have her own documentary. So I think we're entering this new wave of artists who are just like putting it all out there in a way like we've never seen before.
Yes.
It's just,
I think it's nice too, and it gives the fans an opportunity to actually send them love on Twitter. I saw so many people tweeting out, like, Demi, you have not disappointed me, because that was something, another lyric was like, she was like, sorry to the fans, I'm just human. And you know, I think it's nice when they share that, so we can step up and be like, you do so much for us, because Demi Lovato has made some songs that have gotten me through really dark times, and like, I will always be there for her. I'm proud of her.
Yeah.
I'm proud of her.
I agree.
Like
Demi, we love you, girl. Tears.
All right, well, I'm gonna keep on crying because Koko, the Western lowland gorilla who learned to communicate with humans, has died. Koko was famous for knowing sign language and for hanging with celebrities like Betty White, Robin Williams, and Leonardo DiCaprio. She died peacefully in her sleep at the age of 46.
So sad. I did not know a lot about Koko before I read this story, but I went back and watched. Yeah, I didn't. I don't know. I didn't know, but like she learned sign language. She had a kitten in the 80s who she loved, and apparently when the kitten died, she mourned the kitten.
She wrote a book.
Yeah.
She didn't.
She did a talk show. But there's this video, she did it when Robin Williams sadly passed away a few years ago. They released a video of when they met, and it's the sweetest, one of the most powerful videos I've ever seen, when they communicate with each other. And she basically just like is a big flirt and like, tickle me. And like Robin tickles, like, tickle. It's really cute and amazing. So it's it's a sad loss.
Yeah, I'm sad for her trainer, her cohort, the woman Penny, who adopted her when she was a baby and taught her all of these skills. And she was with her entire life. I know, it's just like, my thoughts are out to Penny today, because I'm like, that must be so hard. She spent her entire life. They made so much progress in showing how intelligent these animals are, and it just must be like an end to like a really amazing chapter for her.
I love animals.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just making me think of my dog. I have a puppy at home, and like every time I leave her in the morning to go do this show, she's like, no. And I'm like, I want to take you.
Does she know sign language?
No, she just pees on my floor.
I I know, it's even sad, like, even for gorillas who don't know sign language,
Yes.
when they die, I'm like, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even need to, like, be, like, impressive or, you know, have dated Robin Williams. I'm still sad when they die.
Yeah, this gorilla has hung out with some pretty cool
Yeah.
people.
Betty White.
Honestly-
I mean, Betty White is one of the
Leo?
coolest people ever.
Leonardo.
True. The cool thing is, you know, Koko did have a good life. I feel like she had a better life than I did.
Yeah.
So when I die, people are gonna be like, Shannon, she liked coffee and cats.
Yeah.
She hung out with some people.
Yeah.
But
Shannon
Koko.
didn't even know sign language.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know sign language, but the gorilla did. I was like, God.
I know a little bit.
The gorilla
good.
doesn't know English, though.
Oh, that's true.
Ah, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, I think now's a good time to move on to our special guest for today. When it comes to finding love in today's digital age, our next guest knows all the tips and tricks. Look, guys, dating in 2018 is overwhelming. I mean, what should you add to your profile? What should you leave off? Well, we've got help. Please help me welcome the founder and CEO of the dating app The League, Amanda Bradford. Welcome.
Thanks for coming.
Hey. Thanks for coming right at the
Right in the middle.
Yeah. I like my walkout music.
Amanda, we have so many questions for you.
Help
All
us.
I've been single and dating in the city, and it's a struggle. I've tried a lot of
You're
different
dating,
apps.
yeah.
Yes. So what makes The League different than some of those other apps?
Well, there's a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
We're first the only ones with an admissions process, so we get a little bit of flack for that. But yeah, I like to say, you know, you meet awesome people in college, you meet awesome people at the work, you know, the companies you work for. All of those have admissions process. So we feel dating should be no different. So we use that to guarantee a higher quality community. We also have a concierge team. So you know, almost half our company is our concierges, which actually are humans behind the scenes helping craft openers, suggest first dates. New Yorkers leverage our concierge a lot. We also use LinkedIn and Facebook, so we double authenticate all of the users. So you know, and oftentimes on dating apps, you can kind of say whatever you want to say. You know, I can say I'm an astronaut, or you know, went to whatever school you want to say. And so you know, by creating that kind of double authentication layer, people are who they say they are. And you know, when you're trying to find the one, you kind of want to remove a lot of the noise and get right to the, you know, who is this person and is this going to be a good match?
To that point, I've seen a lot of guys' profiles that just say he's a CEO. And I'm like, of what?
So
Yeah,
welcome
I like
to San
that.
Francisco.
I like
where I'm
that.
from.
So it definitely has more features than a lot of the apps like Tinder or something like that, where all you really need is a face. But
Yeah.
Not even
It
sometimes.
feels like
Not
automatic,
even.
right?
but what inspired you to create a dating app, to create The League?
Well, it was, you know, my personal struggle. So I like to say I was incredibly single. I got out of a 5.5-year relationship. I was getting out of business school, and you know, it was scary. It was going out there. I was 29. You know, biological clock's ticking. You're like, I need to find the one. Where is he? And so I was on a bunch of the dating apps. You know, I won't name them. You guys know them. There's 2,000 in the App Store. I think I was on maybe 1,000 of them. My profile's definitely everywhere on the internet at this point. And I was frustrated by a lot of the same things. You know, it was literally plain kind of hot or not. You just saw a face. You didn't know what they were about, what they're dedicating their, you know, 40 hours a week, where are they working, what kind of values or interests do they have. And so I really wanted to kind of see that information. So what I was doing, I was actually like trying to find clues on the Tinder profiles. I remember one guy had a Duke shirt, so I found him on LinkedIn by looking at his first name, the Duke. I looked through like, wow, page 9, I found him. And so I was doing all this stalking, I like to say. And then I would go on a date once I had kind of vetted them personally, and I was like, this is so annoying. Why don't I just build a service that does that for people, so we're not always having to do this kind of extra diligence layer before you spend, you know, at that point I was an hour outside of San Francisco, so it was almost 2 hours kind of to invest just to even get into the city to meet this guy. So I wanted to, you know, you want a little more information about it.
Yeah.
So it was really like designing kind of a product that I wanted. And I remember I was emailing the support teams at all these apps being like, can you please add this feature and this feature and this feature? And then I started looking up who these people were behind the apps. And it's interesting. I would recommend everybody look behind the apps on your phone who actually is building them. And you know, I have a computer science degree from Carnegie Mellon. I had just gotten to business school. I worked at Salesforce and Google, and I was like, wait a minute, I could do this.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't be like whining and bitching about it and do something to solve my own problem. So I just hired a developer. I had already spent a lot of money on business school, so I was like, what's another rounding error at this point? And so I hired a developer and we just started building the product that I wanted to use.
Wow.
So cool. I've never really done online dating because I feel like I can't get a person's
virgin.
vibe. Yeah. The only time I did an online date was MySpace, and I got catfished, and I showed up, and I was like, this is not the person, and he was wild. So I have not done that again. But I also can't get people's vibe off of their pics. I'm like, do I like them?
Right.
And I don't really like first dates. I feel like they're a waste of time. But the cool thing about your app is you guys do live events too, right?
Yeah, so I like to say our events kind of arm is for the people that hate first dates. And you know, the study just came out that 44% of singles also hate first dates. So it's about half of the single population would prefer to meet people kind of in their home environment. If you're going to a concert, maybe they show up there. If you're going to, we're doing a Paris cruise, so maybe you want to go check out Europe for your vacation this year.
Paris cruise.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
but you want to do that anyway, and also kind of happen to maybe meet someone there while you're doing something you want to do anyway, right? So it doesn't have to, dating shouldn't have to be this sort of side job that you overlay onto your life. It should be integrated into your life. So we try to build a lot of events and groups in the app that allow you to meet people while you're surfing or doing yoga or rock climbing, and it makes it more organic for a lot of the younger generation, myself included. That's how I prefer to meet. And you can invite like 5 matches to these events, and maybe you put 5 dates out of the way.
Are there still spots open on this Paris cruise?
Yes. We just started taking applicants. So
That's
So you applied to the cruise.
yes. So
And
the way we're trying
what
to
are
do
you
it
looking
is
for when you apply?
we're actually trying to look at probability of match. So my goal with this cruise is to actually have it be an effective way to meet people. So we're going to be surveying people when they walk off to say, did sparks fly with anyone? Right. And ideally each cruise we do, that number goes up and up and up until we get kind of the formula down. So we're actually using our algorithms to select people that we think will have a high chance of matching.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a cool way to date, and I feel like that makes it more personal. My thing with the dating apps always felt so impersonal, but
Yeah, it feels dehumanizing.
I'm like looking, I'm like, this is
swiping.
so mean. This is so mean. But what I read about you, which I really loved, is that part of you, what inspired you was the whole negative connotation of being an ambitious woman. I
Right.
really like that you started this app so ambitious women could find
my alpha females.
Alpha females, yeah. Could you explain more about that? I think it's really interesting that people do not know about your app and you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think when I was dating, just as I wanted to know kind of where the guy worked, what he did, what his values were, I also wanted him to know that, hey, I'm a pretty career-focused person. I would say I'm pretty difficult to date in the sense that, I'm a workaholic and I struggle with work-life balance. And so not all guys kind of can handle that or want that. And so I also wanted to kind of build a community where that's expected, and, the men who are there are kind of strong enough to want to date the alpha females, and almost create a marketing message around that, so the guys that don't can kind of go use the other apps.
Yeah.
And we don't need you here.
What do you think is the biggest mistake people make in their profiles? Because I'm sure you see a lot.
Tons. There's so many mistakes. I could do a whole segment on that. I would say the first things first is, this is your first impression. Not spending enough time on selecting your first photo, on choosing what you want to put in your about me, on putting your interests. I mean, this is people, regardless, we made it so that it's more of an Instagram scroll, so you don't have to make such a quick decision. But at the end of the day, the photo is the first impression. And so I think a lot of people have very low quality photos or a party pic. I remember sometimes people would apply with like a keg stand photo, to be funny, and we're like, no.
Yeah.
So I think just class it up, and if you were to get a headshot, that is actually a very good investment of money, in the sense that it does help you get more matches. And so I always tell my friends when they're struggling, I'm like, just put in a higher quality photo on
You're like,
your
just
first
get
photo.
plastic surgery.
And it's not so much looks. It's everyone's like, oh, you have to be beautiful, and I'm like, no. It just means that you invested time into, you're kind of open to the process, and you're investing in the process of dating, and it's almost an indicator of your seriousness that you are going to craft a nice, high quality.
Yeah, not a mirror pic.
And
Not a bad
yeah,
selfie.
not a selfie,
no
like a
selfie
gym
mirror
pic.
pic.
Right.
I bet you get like guys like, look
So
at these
many
arms.
chances.
Oh,
Yeah.
like. I'm interested in learning about the ranking system of the league. Like, it's about how serious you are, right? Or how many. I had a friend trying to explain it to me, and I wonder if you could try
friend. He's on it all night.
to. No, I have a girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, similar to like how Uber has an Uber score. I don't know if you guys know about that.
Yeah.
Mine's not great right now, but
Mine is so low.
in New York crushes
Really?
my Uber.
Mine is
Yeah.
really good.
Oh, well, we should compare.
I think I slammed doors too hard.
I need help, yeah. But we have kind of a league score, and that is supposed to be similar in the sense that, do you respond to your matches back? Do you flake on people? Do you actually like people? Or are you being like super picky, right? You have some people that literally reject everybody, even the and so we kind of try to bring that all into a score of this person is a very additive user, and then we try to match those with other people that are very respectful, engaging, and so the idea is kind of good behavior breeds more matches for you.
Yeah, I like that you have to do like work too. Like it's like you're this is an experience you're having, right? Like you're putting in the time.
And we're rewarding people, when they initiate, that helps your league score. So we want to reward people for kind of making the first move and taking initiative and being respectful to their matches, especially in this flaky society.
Yeah.
Right
love
now.
that.
What is the success rate of people who are dating on the league?
So we have some league babies. We have a league love. We just added a league love page to our website. We don't actually have a great way because we don't track. We don't do any of that kind of privacy where we can tell when people are together.
Right, you're not testing.
We're not doing that.
Hey, did it work out with Kim?
But we do know that 1 out of 3 matches attempt to meet up offline in the sense that they're exchanging text. They move to text and they exchange date, time, location. And so 1 out of 3. We compare it to some of the other leading platforms. That's 1 out of 100 at least from my experience was. So we kind of pride ourselves in the fact that we only give you 3 to 5 matches a day, but those are very highly targeted to your preferences, and you should have a very high probability of liking and conversing and meeting up offline with them.
I feel like we have so many more questions for you. Might have to take this offline
we
after
can
the
do a
show.
2-part.
We can just hang out for like 20 more minutes.
Well, I'm gonna do your profile because I'm gonna get you on.
Oh yeah.
Get you on the league.
We'll talk about that.
We're gonna have a league, baby.
We'll talk about it.
wanna-
Everybody give it up for Amanda.
Thanks.
Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for joining us, and make sure you go check out the League dating app, and be sure to tune in later today at 12:45 p.m. Eastern for NCT 127. We'll see you guys on Monday, same time, same table.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.